seconds remaining. Navi's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick.
Lena.
Navi's turn to pick.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Welcome back, Dota fans. We've got Navi versus OG. Third map, a winner takes all here in our playoff series of the upper bracket of ESL 1 Germany. And now with my panel back here, we're ready to break down game number 3 draft for you guys. That second game from OG was more OG than what we expected. And now with the third game drafts on our screens, what do we got going forward, lads? What are we thinking? What's going on inside them big brains of yours?
Just these normie bands, you know, just coming through. A little boring, to be honest, but you gotta love this opening by Navi. I mean, it worked for them in game 1. Got first pick this time around. Why not?
The problem is that Doom, I'm showing Doom is like, you know, it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah, they picked it. They picked
the fourth pick in the first game.
Lifesteal.
Yeah, like the Lifestealer, I think they're just completely shutting down this Doom to be off lane. Now they only have this mid option, but that only worked because they didn't pick like a good punishing hero for Doom. But it might be a little different. They put a lot of bans to
10
not
seconds
like
remaining.
get killed.
I think this is the first time OG's actually played Lifestealer on so
5 seconds remaining.
hero, at least in this tournament. It's the first time that they've played it. It kind of goes away from their style a little bit, so you would have to assume, unless it's going to be some freaky OG style where they 5 or something stupid like that, but it's going to be the Thompson hero carrying the game, you would think, because Lifestealer again is excelling at that 20 to 30. OG, they're all about the 40 if they can get.
Yeah. But I think they still have to make sure that let Lifestealer get farmed. Like if this year is different to Monkey King, just Monkey King can actually utilize as like a disabler, but like Lifestealer is like if you're behind, it's just
you got nothing.
you don't hit hard. So.
Yeah.
So does that mean that you're expecting more heroes around this
10
Lifestealer
seconds
to
enable
enable him a little bit, rather than them just having 5 heroes that can just constantly
5
run at people?
seconds
At
remaining.
least not letting him die alone, like how they did for me one last game. Like let Monkey King just handle the top. Like your mission is don't let this Furion Nature's Prophet to first tower. I think that was his mission, and he did it. And I think their first tower trade was really efficient last game.
I think it was mid tower as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, they got mid and bottom tower.
Bottom tower, yeah. Mid one basically solo pushed that bottom tower down. And the thing with OG, it's kind of similar to the secret effect where it's not confirmed where this Nature's Prophet can be. It could very well be No-Tails here.
Remaining.
It's not like they've pigeonholed themselves into
5 seconds
play
remaining.
with. We've seen Secret pick up things like the Wind Ranger, for example. Thompson likes playing that hero as well. Taxa plays it plenty of times, and it gives you that guaranteed lockdown. You can pick off anyone on the map.
OG's
And is
turn to
this Ricky ban worth it?
Navi's
I mean, it kind of
turn
means
to
that
ban.
if they go the Ricky mid again, they can pick up the Tuskar for Saxa, and then that does punish the Doom. As we said in game number 1, that's what we were expecting coming in from Saxa, but Seb was the one that picked it up and they couldn't punish him, right?
I'm very sure that Ricky and Tuskar can't really kill like against Doom. Like once he's like level 4
10
or
seconds
5,
remaining.
he has Devour. I don't think, and because the mid tower has a really
5
short
seconds
range
remaining.
from the mid tower.
You can just
like,
easily run
I
back
think
into
that's
it.
the reason why OG that pathway. I wanted to see that. I feel like there was like a lot better hero to ban if you're mid. Like,
What are we thinking for the Doom counters in lane then, you know? The Ursa, the Monkey King, they could even put the last
10
mid as Matt
seconds
said as well.
remaining.
Is there anything as a one-to-one direct counter for this Doom that
5
forces
seconds
Iceberg, or even
remaining.
General if he's one up to have a bad lane?
Oh,
Because
geez,
right now the
turn
last is
to
already a
pick.
good lane, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're OG, you would love to be able to play, for example, the Lina into it, so there's the value of picking. And in order, you would love to play the Magnus into the Doom a lot of the time, but already removed, of course. Hero's a bit out of the meta, and it's really not a tops, and hero is like the Dragon Knight, of course. You don't care if you're getting doomed, you're always stay relevant with your regen. So, I don't know, maybe some other kind of flash hero. I think even the Nature's Prophet mid is okay. Too bad. Think like, where's OG going to go with their draft from here, and what are they lacking? Right now, you've got some good lockdown on Na'Vi. You know, get a Centaur creep, you've got a Infernal Blade, you've got the stun. No lockdown right now on OG's side, so I think they're going to go into a couple of stuns here, maybe even a Rubik, possibly. You know, it's something that Saksa plays a little bit. It's not quite as active as some of his other heroes, but you've got the Nature's Prophet that's going to be fulfilling.
I think dominating the lane is like the first priority in this series. Like the first game, Na'Vi got like a lot of advantage in the lane, like snowballing to tier 1 tower, tier 2, like 2 towers, and Tusker.
Tusk's fine,
Yep, Tusk plus 1 good DPS hero.
I mean, Bloodseeker might not be terrible here. You know, if you've got a Doom that's just trying to run after people, rupture him. Suddenly, all of that effectiveness is gone. It pairs together reasonably with the Tusk, you know. Easy kill lane as well if they're out of position even once.
I think we saw that like a Lifestealer versus Bloodseeker matchup in the safe lane versus off lane, and Lifestealer did pretty well. Like, the Bloodseeker didn't get to get a game.
But who was playing it though?
Yeah.
Who was playing them? Yeah, I'm gonna have a look back at my notes and see if I can
Collapse. Collapse was playing Bloodseeker, and I think V-Team played the...
Was this before or after he changed his name to QO in his pubs?
I have no idea. I think it is after, but...
OG's turn to pick.
Okay, the Jakiro, just something nice and safe. A little ordinary for Na'Vi, it has to be said, but again, it's more lockdown. Say, like, normally they might try and look into something like Spectre, but they've already got the Doom and have already got the Lifestealer, so probably not going to go down that route. Omni Knight, potentially, still in the pool to deal with a lot of these stuns. But I don't know how
I think OG is drafting like Na'Vi already. Like both this Lina or Doom at mid, it's not gonna do much. I mean, I think OG has planned for it. If it's a Lina mid, they have Nature's Prophet and Tusker just like jumping onto the Lina. And if it's a Doom mid, I think Tusker plus like one of these good pops in. They already have this mid solved out.
Yeah.
So I think as long as they're securing safe lane and off lane, you look pretty scary for Na'Vi.
that you'd expect more of a no-tail hero to come out here from OG, something like a Treant Protector to try and secure up that safe lane. Not a lot, but
Zeus, global strat. I think this Nature's Prophet can be a 5. Like, they're not locked into anything by any means on it. So it's normally Seb's hero that they go with to round out the draft. And I mean, what have we got left? We've got if there's Enigma available, but probably not against all these stuns that Na'Vi have. They've got a good amount of AoE as well, which is always a little bit scary. So Eidolons can be punished somewhat. Is Elder Titan banned? Yes, it is. Bat Rider is still available, which might not be terrible.
his Treant.
I mean, again, Bloodseeker's not bad for OG. I think it's fine. I don't think we've seen the Blood Rage onto a Zeus used to its full potential yet. You're able to just scout out, get people nice and low. Thunder God's Wrath into the Wrath of Nature into Speedy Boy. So
yeah,
it's very doable.
And it's like one of the lane solver. Like I think you can lane against 80%, 90% of any carry.
Navi's turn to ban.
Can like outlast hit this.
Spectre. Okay. So probably, I mean, I want to say they're leaving Iceberg's hero to last, but right now it feels like, as you guys said, if they put this Doom in the safe lane, General's not going to have a fun time.
I would say a bit less likely for that, right? Because Na'Vi don't have the last pick over. So I don't think they ever want to paint themselves into that corner. Yes, you probably know that there's Zeus going to be the mid lane matchup that you've got against you, but there's still so many things that could counter the hero pool.
I think it's completely fine from Na'Vi. Like even if you put Lina mid or like a Doom mid, they're not gonna have face like a too much difficult with like a Zeus or Tuskar, Zeus and Tuskar. I'm expecting more of Doom mid. I think it's a lot more safer choice. But yeah, like as long as like they secure, yeah, like I was that like pick on Zeus, like that's a little surprising for me.
Do you feel like it's not good enough?
Yeah.
Just yet?
10 seconds.
It depends, right? Like it depends how the laning stage goes. It depends who hits their level 6 first.
5 seconds
Doom's just able to run you over. There's really not that much that they can do. Sure, they've got the Nature's Prophet that can be in, and the Tusk as well is going to be able to save from any sort of super deep dives. But it's always scary to have that global presence, and of course the Spectre able to just get right in onto those backlines. It's going to have a hard time dealing with that. Probably doesn't want to itemize defensive at all. Although we've seen Thompson go for like...
OG's turn to ban. Na'Vi's turn to pick.
They get rid of the Seb Enigma here, get rid of the Void Spirit on the side of OG. Also, what are we thinking here, lads? Is it more likely to be Generals here that they're going to pick up here? Something, I feel like they need a bit of Initiator, right? They've got a decent front line with the Doom so far.
I wish they just pick General Zero here.
So what do you want then,
remaining.
Kuro? What are you thinking? What bounce around in your head right now?
5
Tango.
seconds remaining.
I mean, what have they got to stop it? Really?
Nothing.
No.
You don't think it's going to be
I
able
think
to
it's just
shockwaves now?
because of the laning fee. Lifestealer against...
OG's
I think it's not that
turn to
bad.
pick.
Slaughter, okay.
Slaughter. Yeah, like they're just... I even forgot like there was a Slaughter in the pool.
Yeah, we've seen it picked in the first phase all these times.
You're versing against Lifestealer and like Slaughter is still alive.
Yeah,
Okay.
not a great win rate over the tournament though, like 10 or so. It's really fallen out of favor, but this is the time where it
10
can actually
seconds
be in, right?
remaining.
When you're able to round out the draft, able to get this lane domination, and of course,
5
another
seconds
stun to
remaining.
layer on top of everything.
It really only works like if Na'Vi gets their favor, like that perfect 2v2 matchup with Lifestealer +1 versus Slaughter +1, and as long as he can get all this like good last hit for 10 minutes, then I think this hero is worth it. But if you're versing against OG, you never know what they're gonna be doing with his laning, with the rotation. Like they tend to do like very surprising moves. So if they somehow lock down this Slaughter, I think it's a little greedy draft from like now.
Do you feel like that OG should be putting a lot of emphasis on winning these lanes coming in against Na'Vi, because otherwise it gets to a point where they can't battle against them?
Yeah, and I'm sure they're just never gonna do that like Lifestealer against the Slaughter with the 2v2. Like
Maybe the final.
Choose your hero.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty safe. They didn't have anyone that wanted, right? So it is No Tail playing the position 5 Nature's Prophet, as we were expecting. And this time around, Seb is not playing the Tusk. It's on Saxa. I prefer this much more. You're going to see him roaming through. I think it's the mid lane where this game is going to be won or lost, right? Who's going to have the better time? Is it going to be Iceberg getting that early point of Doom, able to Zeus? Or will the rotations come from No Tail and Saxa and enable Thompson?
yeah, I think this is like either 50-50
This
or
is
60-40 like Na'Vi favor.
Do you feel like Na'Vi has a slight edge coming out of this draft, Kua?
Yeah, like I don't think Iceberg can really die against.
It's going to be hard, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
All right, lads, predictions before we head into game number 3.
Boy, but I'm going to go with Na'Vi.
What about you, Kua? I need something. Give me something, son.
Yeah, I think I have to go with Na'Vi.
All right, so it looks like both my boys here on the panel are starting to bleed yellow a little bit here in game number 3 between Na'Vi and OG. So we're going to hand over to our casters. It's going to be Odie Pixel. Oh.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The deciding game 3 now between OG and Na'Vi. And Fog, well, what do we reckon about these picks? The big thing that sticks out to me is that, of course, this game, OG have let Na'Vi get that Iceberg Doom once again.
Prepare
Last time
for
they
battle.
were suffering a little bit on damage, I felt. I see these last 2 picks address that damage concern that I did have a little bit. Zeus and Underlord, percent-based damage versus Doom, Slaughter, Spectre, some tanky cores. I think OG really wanting to double down just to have that extra bit of damage in the mid game. Yeah, Na'Vi though, having pretty strong draft overall with their big 4 that's going to be fighting a lot, giving that Spectre that room to farm. I think OG though, again, I look at it and just like that last game, I don't think that they're playing cooldown reliant. This is just a lineup that's going to run at you, the usual OG style.
Top. 3 of them here. Start to open things up onto General with the open wounds. Good stun from Roger. Mid one of Saxa back for a little bit.
30
Try and
seconds
stay
to
on top of
battle.
General, but ways out of there.
Great stun by Roger there. If he's able to get like 1 or 2 hits with the Orb of Venom, they're going to probably get the Slaughter. with the body blocks that'll come in. Still, they can look to punch in, but we're going to see Na'Vi. They're bringing 4. Now Saksa.
They can get a wrap
bit of a different
round.
route.
General, that doesn't look like he wants to commit. To head back over, secure these bounty runes.
Pushing Saksa away is huge, though, because he's the one that gives them all that extra damage with the tag team. It's actually going to secure them at least the 1 rune. And we do see V-Tune position himself for the other one, so Na'Vi actually get 3.
3 bounty runes for them. Yeah, getting 2 of them up there top. Saksa having to take the long walk back to safety through Na'Vi's jungle.
Oh, I like that he was starting up top too on Saksa on the Tusk. I think it's always just a great option, especially because your life stealer went for open wounds at the start. Then you would have kill threat. You can get, if Lina walks up out of position, she dies. Slardar even has a risk of dying. Now they see him, so he actually has to move all the way bottom. That might actually hurt OG a little bit.
Yeah, well, we'll see what he's able to do down here, because I imagine that this Spectre Jakiro lane, it's a pretty safe lane from Na'Vi, right? Like, it'll be hard for them to make moves on this Spectre and actually do too much damage to him.
Yeah, oh, they actually get the range creep denied too, and Saksa pop tag team to try to get it. That's pretty big. Always looking at those. Yeah, the Spectre should be just fine. The percent damage is going to be a little annoying to farm under at times, but V-Tune's going to get free farm. We'll probably see always want to fly die once or twice on the side, because you're 290 movement speed hero. Very easy to get caught out from the 2. But top also, see similar kind of action.
Once they start to get the levels on these 2, Notel's going to have to be incredibly careful with his positioning. If they get on top of him with the stuns and the bashes, there's only going to be some kill potential up top.
Yeah. He should never be really in position like that, though. This should also be a pretty good lane for mid one, because he has the support of this 5-position Nature's Prophet. And we see Notel, he's just microing treants, not letting Roger ever pull the lane or anything like that, just messing with him.
I imagine mid lane, both are going to farm right for Iceberg. This is going to be another game where he gets a free start as the Doom. He's not going to feel too pressured here.
Yep, just free farm Doom and just a free farm Zeus. Yeah. I think OG, they wanted to do this. They just wanted to have a free farming hero that's going to have this amazing mid game. Because now Zeus, you shouldn't get punished. That's the thing. It's like Doom can't really run at you and kill you as the Zeus. So Hobson should be able to get some very good farm for himself.
Top. Gonna head back to base. A refuel. CS-wise, be very even up here. In fact, lanes again. First few waves. Nobody having any great issues.
Yeah, pretty much dead even actually. Looks like this one might be a little bit of a boring start. Just these supports, so we're gonna have to watch the positioning of them. Watching always want to fly every time if he gets caught by a shard. Top. Oh, Roger's actually able to get the pull off this time, it looks like. Never mind, Notel changed it. It's always the battle of the side pull, as we see in these top lanes. Yeah, Roger gets it off, so there you go. Free XP for General. Pull it all the way back passively. I like the General went for the Gloves of Haste too. The best little items you can get in the laning phase as a Slardar. Some attack speed so you get those bashes going.
Feed the trees.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah, and I guess unlikely that there's really any moves from the supports of Na'Vi. I mean, for OG, is this sort of a game where Saksa looks to make moves on mid, or is just a mid Doom just something that you're not really going to have too much success ganking because of how much HP he has early on?
If Sox is going to make the move, I imagine they call Notel as well. If they're going to look to make any of those moves on mid, it's 3 heroes. Yeah, it might be a 5-minute rotation on like the catapult wave. Bottom. Get a little bit of damage on always gonna fly, but unable to actually kill him. That's the other lane. They still can pose some kill threat, maybe even on the Spectre if there's a rotation from the Nature's Prophet all the way to bottom too. But we see Notel has to stay top as mid one. He's getting a little bit pressured from the Slardar. As we see, just because of that nature of the match, you know, Slardar very good versus Lifestealer.
Lendo Iceberg, he's gonna be in his element again. I mean, already getting quite a lead now with the Alpha Wolf. Going to have some very easy CS and some denies here against Topson.
Yeah, actually getting the Alpha Wolf is pretty huge. You're going to see that really kick into play on those last hits. Can't believe we found it again. Pretty lucky.
Speeds up his farming so much.
He gets denies too.
Neutrals.
Yeah. We see though on Topson, he just does the build that we've seen a much more popular now on Zeus's too. Just triple null. You get those nice spell amp plus mana regen.
First blood.
Knows he's playing farm his top. They
Get
actually
in on
do
him.
get on top of Notel. And now mid
I
one.
mean, they hit the level 3s, and it's a lot of damage. And mid one, he's yet to hit the 4, so he hasn't got a point in rage. And with that in mind, they can kill him as well. Na'Vi, hot start there on the top lane, taking down those two.
Dire's top tower is under
Yeah, I mean,
attack.
mid one, how much XP was he away from level 3? It's just 4 XP.
4 XP, yeah.
4 XP off it. And you would imagine he would have been looking to have taken the rage there, but didn't quite hit it. Na'Vi making the move at the perfect time.
And he's missed 5 CS so far.
Got it.
Okay, he won't get that one either. The keep a little bit slow. They missed at least 5 or 6 last hits up top there. Nice aggressive move, and Tread's now finished on general, so he's at a
he's
much
big.
stronger pace. And yeah, we see that's why they picked the
Dire's
Slaughter.
middle
Slaughter
tower
Lina,
is under
very good
attack.
versus the Lifestealer in the living phase. And now Iceberg's actually looking to roam and get a secondary kill. That's a
I mean,
TP that would be on cooldown.
Yeah, this is, if you can kill when that TP's gone.
They saw him.
Yeah, they got the ward down. They see all of this. Unlikely, or at least they should not be caught out by this Stu movement.
Bounty.
Yeah, Thompson will just get some time to catch back up from this dual movement. Just gonna farm, get his bottle finished up too. Clarities and some wasted time here from Iceberg. Has no going for some courier sniping, but they see it. It's on a creep wave. Yes, TP out, Roger. Can't quite get there with the stun.
Dire
He's going to make his way back over towards the mid. It's been scanned out, so you know where he's heading over.
And the rune spawns bottom. Thompson gets a little bit of RNG in his favor. As they do have a Zeus ult ready. Oh, top, no jump.
They're in on
Dash
it.
connect.
General's able to close the gap, set things up. He's got an infused raindrop to help him out a little bit, but it won't help enough. As he goes down, at the same time though, bottom lane, OG able to make use of that first Thunder God's Wrath as they move in, dive to tower, take down the Spectre and the Chikira.
Oh, wow, that's actually pretty massive. Okay. The Underlord's now at 100 bonus damage for the lane. He actually buys himself Tranquil boost.
Oh, interesting.
I think he forgot to
That's-
unlock. I think he
But
forgot
why
to unlock.
Tranquil? Yeah, you don't. You like this. You shouldn't need
Dire's
Tranquil boots
middle
on an
tower
Underlord,
is under
right? That doesn't
attack.
really.
I'm 100% sure he forgot to unlock. To look at his item build, he has Arcane Boots now in his build. He had the Greaves selected. He put the Windlace in the ring. I don't know. Maybe it was just
yeah.
a situation, but
I mean, okay, it's gone Tranquil Soul Ring. Then the Tranquil
would
makes
say
a bit
that.
more sense, right? If you're going Soul Ring, then you need the Tranquils to sort of balance out the health you're using.
yeah, I mean, it won't
Interesting,
won't hurt too much. I
No.
mean,
It's just interesting to see. I mean, maybe he meant to, maybe he didn't, but he's adapted.
Yep.
The Soul Ring's on its way out. Roger.
making the move.
They're in with the tag team. Just gone, in fact, still with the snowball and the shards to play. They could try and poke a general, but the Bracer and the Trez just too tanky for them to really target towards. On lane, see the Doom getting dropped down. Iceberg makes the move. He's able to get something going back the way of Na'Vi there after Seb. He's able to outtake the two down on that safe lane as soon as they're back in. Iceberg helps them swing the lane back in the fade.
Up top, General, he's alone and he's getting aggressive. He might get punished here trying to do this.
He might
but-
kill Notel. He's going to be able to bring down Notel. He's very tanky. I don't know if these two can quite do it. He's going to be fine. In fact, he's ready to turn towards them. Roger forced to the side by mid one. And yeah, I mean, at this stage, General's just... He's kind of just too beefy. I mean, you look at the heroes of OG, they need either really sort of Seb or Thompson to come in to actually kill this Slardar right now.
Yeah, that is true. They actually could not get all on top of him in time. 5-3. Very close. Experience leading OG slightly. Gold Light slightly leading Na'Vi. How are the support levels looking? Roger 4. Fly. Pretty much even. Seeing that there's going to be a lot of global potential here in the game, though, as Thompson, he's going to be going for Boots of Travel. It's the rush item this game. As we've seen, this one also picked up a lot here on these Zeus's. Just all about your mobility. No one really likes to build like the defensive items anymore, like your Yules and all that on the Zeus. They just build crazy move speed. I need a defensive choice though versus Spectre. Spectre just gets on you instantly.
Yeah, and is this one of those games where Spectre is always going to be king of the late game as this scales on, or?
There's a lot of percent-based damage. That was the one thing I was hinting at in the beginning, is that they do have tools to kill Spectre in later stages, and Lifestealer, You usually want to be, you want to be the ones leading the charge and being ahead in net worth, but Lifesteal versus Spectre matchup isn't that bad because you eat the Spectre because of that high percentage of HP.
It's just sort of the problem for everyone's going to come through, whereas like General and Iceberg just having those abilities to play through and around the rage. Make him vulnerable if he is trying to focus down V2 in the midst of these fights.
Absolutely.
They will be able to do things to hold him off the Spectre.
Yeah, the General starter is definitely going to be a big problem. He's getting slowed down a lot now, though. After he had this amazing start in the lane, he's actually pushed out of top completely. Now we see these bounties exchange. Just 2 for 2 again. But a very like calm time from like the 8 to 10 minute mark. Thompson finishes up his box. Seems like OG's fine with just playing a little bit more of the farm style.
Bottom always want to fly.
Steps up.
The D ward, but it's going to cost him his life here. Seb trapping him in the pit. Got up for Thompson to come and finish him off. Iceberg's going to charge forward, dropping down the 2 onto Seb. Also, B2 swinging in from the side as Seb should fall unless they can get a deny off, and actually maybe they won't even find it.
He might be okay.
He's still alive. The Horn's out.
The Horn.
As V2 he's looking to finish off the Dagger's off the mark. Dagger's blindly into the trees. He's going to miss the opportunity to get the kill. Now he might just die himself as they turn on a V2. He haunts him to his death. A big mistake there from the Spectre. And then it's going to cost heavily there. Pretty much the first use of the Horn, and instantly dies off the back of it.
I mean, massive mistake. That's a 3-minute cooldown that goes so your team can't make those aggressive moves to try to get you these free kills, and Seb lives because of it too. So now he's got plus damage. They've got a catapult wave pushing in. That is a pretty huge stop of momentum. Na'Vi.
Yeah, that hurts big time. V-tune there.
They want to get some much bigger stuff out of their ultis. This Doom and their Spectre ultis, now it's going to be on cooldown for both of them for another minute and change. I feel like OG, they have a great window now to pressure these buildings, especially on the bottom side.
Sure, because as you said, you're OG, their heroes are always ready to go.
Yeah.
They're not going to be working around those sort of big cooldowns.
They've got Wrath of Nature and Thunder God's Wrath ready right now too, so they can look to set up for kills very easy. If Saksa finds anyone, they're dead. Only for reply, he's going to be the target. They've got him. Very easy
Trapped
kill.
in the pit. Snowball out. And Notel getting involved in it as well from afar there, dropping down the Thunder God's Wrath with the kill secure. Side.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Too many
bottom
Wraths this
tower
game.
has fallen.
And the Zeus, they actually save Thompson's ult with that too, and now it's level 2, so he's level 12. Bit more increased damage. As mid one, he's still getting pressured up top, but they got the bottom tower. Now Seb is able to apply even more pressure.
Mid one, the pressure he's getting, he's not dying anywhere close to it. He's keeping himself at full HP. The armlet's nearly done. It's early days here, 6 to 6, less than 1k in it, but already starting to feel that first bit of a blunder with the Horn and the Doom could cost Na'Vi big in the long term, to the point where when they have those ults up again the next time round, they cannot afford for them to go to waste.
No, absolutely not. I don't think they can really waste any of their ultis this game, as OG feels
Radiant's
like they're really going to
middle
press the
tower
issue
is
forward
under
with this
attack.
early timing here. With this Underlord having a good start, with the Nature's Prophecy having a good start, they're just going to look to take these buildings, and it's going to shift the map so much for Razor. He doesn't have great places to farm.
I'm going to get the Ice Pop out on the two of them here. Iceberg on the front, get the Doom down onto Thompson, but Thompson, he's heading out of there. And he might just live it. As Infest, that's going to work as a great counter towards the Doom damages. Heals him up, keeps him fine. No tail will be turned towards as Iceberg is able to claim another. As Na'Vi do get the 2 of them. Get both of the supports, but Cores are all able to make it out unharmed.
Good punch back though, bringing everybody there. They actually get a pretty decent one, but Doom does not lead to a kill. It just kills the 2 supports there again. Iceberg is getting pretty huge, but yeah, Thompson surviving during all this. Now he has a Kaya. He's going full greed on this Zeus, and we saw, of course, the boost of travel really paying dividends in that last matchup as he just zooms away from a speedy Doom. And now back to the mid lane as Doom was used. Spectre has to heal V2, and he has to be ready to join the fight.
TPing from Roger. Over the help always want to fly, but this tower taking a beating.
Radiant's middle tower
Fire
is
laid
under
down,
attack.
but they can hold to the side of it. Keep pushing up.
Radiant's middle tower
G
has fallen.
behind one tower this game, whilst so far being able to keep all of theirs pretty untouched. Tower's looking to be in a good state right now. as they continue to just take over more and more of Na'Vi's half of the map.
They're just constricting the map so much. Like V2 has no real good places to farm now, except for in mid when it pushes in and his defensive triangle. His jungle is now off the table, and top isn't even on the table either, because that tier 1, it's 2/3 HP. So OG, if there's an opportunity where the Spectre goes top, they will counter gank him. Like Na'Vi has to try to power here, so they actually have places for the Spectre to farm. See how OG reacts to it, as they do have all their ults up again in a second. 10 seconds for that Underground draft.
So,
Iceberg.
to No-Tail, the TP's coming in. Iceberg, can he finish this kill off? The Sprout's out. He still checks it in for No-Tail. Will manage to get him. A mid one could have maybe saved him there with the Infest, but decides to hold it.
I think he was gonna save him. No-Tail ran away. Mid one was trying to save his life. But all of OG, they react accordingly. As soon as Na'Vi tries to set up to try to pressure this top tower, they know what to do. The other lanes are in a great position for them, so just keep protecting this top tower. Bottom bounties, though, No-Tail will be able to claim them for his team.
Na'Vi, they have got Doom and Horn ready to go once more. So, see what they can get with this. Still 40 seconds into the BKB's backup for Iceberg.
OG setting up for this next tower here, too.
Continue to play fast. 15 minutes in and threatening the third and final tier 1 tower of Na'Vi.
No-Tail just keeping right in the front there. That shows how little afraid they are. V2 trying to get straight in the mid lane, trying to push the tower.
Middle tower is under attack. Dire's structure.
They're taking this there. There's no hold here from Na'Vi. Gonna let this one go.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
OG just continue to play it very fast, taking objectives at a pace that Na'Vi's not keeping up with at all, and seemingly finding anything in return for it.
No, and just map continue to get constricted, even more limited places for V2 to find farm, and now a Lotus Orb is already finished up on Seb, so he can counteract so much of the enemy lineup. The Doom can get reflected, Laguna, he can remove the corrosive haze from his teammates too. Oh, look, even though, I mean, Navi's still leading the gold somehow, they're doing a great job of distributing wealth, but getting much more out of the map and just limiting what Na'Vi can do. Almost have General Blink Dagger though. This will at least give a way to initiate fights, because that's really what they were lacking. But we see Saksa, he's going around looking for these hunts alone because they have all this global potential.
He's probably going to get punished for this one. Unless they've got the backup coming over. Maybe wait until the life strike's going to be dropped on him, but Saksa's still alive. No-Tail TP's in, Thundergod's wrath out. There's always one to fly. He's getting punched out to the side by No-Tail, but General's in with the stun onto the No-Tail Prophet. Puts a stand to him. Doom's down, as well as the Horn coming in, but Seb's in with the counterplay. He's ready to take them out with the Rift. Is he able to do so in time? He is. They're all out of there. The use of the Doom and the Horn is once again wasted due to OG having these measures to just counter it all.
Beautiful reset. They can look to respawn and go fight back. Na'Vi, that was their big show there too. They didn't use Iceberg's Doom, or BKB at least, I don't believe. So he's at least able to hang on to those charges, but yeah, not able to get anything out of the map again. And look at all the lanes. Again, OG has every lane pushing out, so they can pick and choose what they want to do with the map now. Na'Vi has to chill all in their triangle area to secure V2 in this much needed farm. But OG's, they're actually running in.
What's going in straight away? Double be down to No-Tail. General turns, they'll be able to burst him.
Okay.
Roger takes him out there. So they can get, they look towards Generals in the pit. Roger coming in with a wrap round. Nice gun onto both Saksa and Thompson. Ice Path as well with a follow-up. The snowball saves there for Thompson. Buys him time to get out to the side, but there's the crush on General. Onto two of them. Thompson goes down. Saksa's going forward. The light strikes out on the mid one. He gets the range up in time. He's trying to fight back, trying to take down General, but General's away. General does go down, but not without a huge loss for OG, as they lose 4 heroes off the back of that. No-Tail only just respawning back into the game. Now, as Na'Vi, they were just able to hold their ground and turn, and Roger, between really sort of Roger and General, these stuns and crushes are just messing with OG entirely. When they do get on top of you, Na'Vi's got the lockdown.
Roger more like it in that fight. They have the ward that's placed up on the high ground, so they see everything. Roger lands a 2-man without setup on the Zeus of all people, the mobile Zeus, the perfect target for them to get up, and then they wrap around. That was without any of their ults. That was without the Doom and the Hawk, that they're able to take that fight versus OG. OG maybe not giving them as much respect as they deserve into that triangle area with just perfect vision. Na'Vi just able to get everything off there.
Dire are scanning.
Philosopher's Stone now picked up too, so give that to your Lina, Roger, who now also has a 4-step finished up. Nice little punch back there.
See. Mid one nearly with its Deso done. Last mithril hammer. The is nearly there for V-Tune. Be a lot harder for OG to catch him out. In fact, Manta probably going to be able to get away from most things. As the actual sort of lockdown itself from OG is purely the pit, the snowball. With the Manta and a dagger, V-Tune's going to be able to run away from most of that.
Yeah, he should be able to disengage a lot easier. Well, on the side of Na'Vi, they have a plethora of different forms of disable.
Oh, yeah.
Ice Path, stuns from both the Slardar and the Lina. Lots of different forms of control. Do we have any of these auras picked up yet? OG, they kind of at least the mech finished up for Seb on Na'Vi. They're not going to have any of this, it seems. They're going to at least have the hood that's on General for himself to protect him. But they won't have any of these auras to counteract at all. And still, of course, you know, with the 3 towers being taken and constant aggression from OG, they're still on the back foot on their side of the map, but still farming very, very well. And that Manta is done. Good lane.
They can catch. Shards off the mark. General's able to walk. And on the side. We're going to have to get the ice path. What the? They have the ice path down. And what? What? And he didn't take him away. He didn't take him away. Seb left him behind. He left him behind. He left Mid1. He left Saxa. He just pieced out of there. He just walked out of range.
Radiant's
He said, see ya, and he was gone. Saxes had to buy back. We had a boom tree, and then Seb decided that he wasn't going to take the whole sword back.
It really looked like he didn't even stop his doom or anything. He like, I'm getting this creep. The biggest misclick I think I've seen.
I mean, what?
He wasn't even close to a creep is the thing. Like, that was... All right.
I know it was a big brain play, you know. Can't rift out a Doom target if I Doom a creep.
That's fair. Yeah.
Because if he did Doom a hero, probably would have got out with a rift. Maybe if he had actually Dooms mid-1, Seb might have actually to him. So because he didn't do mid-1, Seb was like, mid-1's fine. See ya. And he wasn't. Mid-1's dead. They lose him.
All right, well, a very effective Doom by Iceberg. As we'll see it again here. Look at the Doom streak.
Look at it. It looked like he was in range, but I guess he wasn't. No, he just ran.
Walked out.
He just walked out.
He was trying to get the right side, too. He was trying to get Thompson out, too. And
sure, but Thompson, he's already safe. He's up on the cliff. Who cares about Thompson? You're leaving mid-bomb right in the middle of it all.
Yeah. Okay, well.
Oh, no.
We got quite a game on our hands.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And now mid one is just very poor. He's got the Deso finished up, but he is quite a significant margin behind the Spectre now, and not a place you want to be as Lifestealer. They're gonna need some big fights here in the mid game to kind of bring them back.
Dire's top
nature of matchups is looking a little grim right now. Taking the river, mid one spotted.
He's gonna go down again. Laguna is there. He's out of the game. No-Tail's trying for the TP out. He'll make it. But over to the side. Iceberg looking over towards Saxa and Seb. Starting to split, but there's the chase. General is heading over. Ooh, not quite able to find Saxa. Saxa's out with the TP, but that's, 2 shoes deaths for mid-1. Maybe just feeling a little disheartened after being left behind by his captain. He's like, well, is that what I'm worth for you? And now he's just lost the plot. 2 deaths in a row. He's falling behind, and this Spectre's only going to get further and further ahead as V-Tune's well on the way to having Defusal done on top of the Manta. Whereas, of course, after that Deso for mid-1, there hasn't been any progression.
No, and the Defusal plus the Manta, you know, we talked about how Thompson, you were talking about his boots of travel, good build, he's able to disengage easy. They're gonna make it really hard now. And right on top of Thompson. And just defuse him and stick on top of him. That could definitely prove to be pretty problematic for this backline. The squishy backline of OG.
OG's gonna try and go for the Roche here.
Everything's available for now.
The Horn of Doom is up. This is a massive risk that they're taking.
It's scanned as well.
This is some crazy stuff in from OG. As Na'Vi, they're going to be looking to punish this for sure. They're heading over. Mid-1 cash. Oh, it's been back by Roche. Took the rage off. They turned the Dooms down. They've got to get him out of there. This time the OG. Thompson and Sachs are trying to run. But this game has just taken a huge turn for the worse over the last 3 minutes for OG, to the point where it may even be over, Fog. I've just seen it at the top of my screen. A Spectre getting an ultra kill. The team's 9k ahead. I don't know how you're coming back from this.
Fallen to the Radiant.
No, it really feels like this. I mean, this just exploded. Navi doing all the right things. OG just forcing these fights, and
Wow.
Navi just able to take the fights and hand it to them there.
And
Easy one.
it really did all spiral out of control. The moment Iceberg doomed the creep. That was the part in the puzzle. How this story goes. He knew it. He'd been to the future, he came back, and he knew that at the point of this game where he dooms the creep, OG just start to lose it. As bottom lane, General's trying to fight in, he just gets caught in the pit. General will go down, always want to fly out with TP, he's out. Roger as well, also able to slide away. So they'll lose General. Something for OG to come in back into the game and kill off. Just this Spectre, V-Tune with the Manta Diffusal, the Aegis, 2k gold on top of that as well. By the next time the Fog comes out or the Aegis expires or is used, he's going to have a BKB done.
Dire's
Oh
top
my
tower
god, yeah, and just
is
core matchups are, you know, we're seeing them really kicking up, especially now that they have this advantage.
Look who he's
bottom.
found. Straight into Thompson on the bottom lane. Thompson's trying to run. Is there any saving they can do for him? The pit is out. Iceberg popping the BKB. He's still stuck in by the Sprout. The Twin's going to be back up in a second.
Radiant's middle tower
Can he
is
actually
under
chase
attack.
Thompson? He'll turn and he'll settle for Seb. Set up for V-Tune to close the gap. Sax is watching from the side. He's able to buy some time with the snowball, turning him over to the Spectre. And Light Reparate down on the Seb. Thunder goes around, finishes him off. V-Tune's low. Will go down the once. Iceberg tries to TP out, but we will see Mid1 able to take him down before he's able to do so. Dagger out to the side. General's in, given the vision for Roger to first down Thompson. They look towards Saxa. It's just another clean-up crew here from Na'Vi. Mid1, is he out? Rage. He's away. Lasts long enough for the TP to get him out before the ice path sets in place.
Dire's bottom tower
But
is under
still,
attack.
another one fight here for Na'Vi now, 26-9, and no signs of slowing down. This tower will pretty much give V-Tune that BKB. So even though the Aegis is gone, the chances of them killing this Spectre just become slimmer and slimmer.
And that was them chasing out when General was dead that whole time. So OG, they were trying to get as much as they could. Thompson survived and got all of his spells off so many times. But then Slaughter respawns, they get on top of him. They kill him very quickly. And also General, he has an Aghanim finished up. Na'Vi just getting some crazy timings now after these last three fights. OG's gonna need some insane outplay inside of these fights to try to take it now against this massive Spectre. Yeah, Mid1 just how many times in a row now that he just felt like he died. 2 and 5 and 2.
2, 5 and 2. It's a tough one for him. It's a tough one. He had a good showing in game 2, but game 1 didn't look great. Game 3 also looking rough for Mid1 on the carry this game.
Yeah, and now, I mean, now it just feels so impossible for a Lifestealer in this position as he's
How'd you
below
come
the
back?
core, his other cores. Yeah, coming back versus this Tricore is so damn hard. This is a game where Lifestealer has to be ahead of the Slaughter, has to be ahead of the Spectre, and yeah, it's really going to feel like quite a big mountain to climb as OG head up on again here. The Haunt is at the ready, the BKB is at the ready.
So he's ready to jump right in on them. And what sort of the order of heroes you're going for the Spectre? You just you go for the Zeus first?
Go
Is
for
he
Thompson.
Thompson first, take him out of the fight. And what's Thompson got to protect himself?
Just Bloodstone heal.
Seb offering up the Lotus and the mech. And maybe a rift out. Of course, that is if Seb does decide that he's worthy of a trip out.
They were trying to smoke to the Spectre, but Na'Vi, they're prepared. They got their scan down. General.
You get on here, can they burst him in time? He's able to get the puddle out. Seb's already starting to back out. He realizes they've got to pick themselves out of it. No tail goes down. Seb will be able to take the rest of them out of there. All things considered, with the way they're falling behind, Haunt, BKB used by the Spectre, only no tail going down. So this time Seb getting his rating back up.
Yeah, they're actually pretty damn solid. If General is able to actually get the crush shot before they initiate him, I think he survives almost all of that there. He didn't actually have his puddle down in time, so they're able to set up for the kill there. It's a really good reaction from Seb. It's just like the moment Haunt is used, they're just out. And we're still seeing the percent damage. V-Tune dropped down to like 800 HP. Still feels so damn difficult for OG, but if they're able to pull out those type of plays, maybe they can actually counteract this net worth lead. Solar Crest also finished on Seb, so more ways to try to buff up this life there to try to match this massive Spectre. Still feels like we said, quite a mountain to climb for OG, but small gains.
Their best on. Despite the big swing, they allowed
Radiant's
Na'Vi
bottom
to
tower
take
is
advantage
under
of it.
attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
They will get this tier 2 bottom. Right? Decision from Na'Vi to drop. Say that, Iceberg, he's into the Doom.
Setting up.
He's able to jump straight in onto mid-1. Trying to get mid-1 out of here. Seb, no Dark Rip for 20 seconds. They're going to lose mid-1. He's gone. Na'Vi, they are at the corner with the hold. They're in with the Laguna, chasing down Thompson. Thompson is trying to hide, but the Yule setup's there, straight into the combo. And that's another. Seb is trying to hold back, always want to fly, but always want to fly. He will fall, but he's been able to buy time for Na'Vi to swing back over and clean up a third. Na'Vi again, just pushing their lead. 15k coming up on the net worth, 30-11, and General's not done. He's hunting for Saxa. Saxa, some time to be bought with the snowball. General's ready to play around this though. Just toying with him, teasing him as Iceberg heads over. Na'Vi kill off yet another of OG. It just goes to show that OG, they really can't make moves against Na'Vi's lineup right now. If Na'Vi is all up, they're just going to win every single fight.
Yeah, and there's just no way for OG to start fights either. You know, Saxa
structures are fortified.
Hero 7-7 this game on the cusp. They don't have a natural form of initiation besides just the Underlord parking himself in the front. Na'Vi can see everything. They literally just they just pick and chose their target in that one. Like the Doom is just easy for Iceberg, and then they just wrap from the sidelines there. Yeah, it's really seeming so hard for OG. There are all these mistakes after Na'Vi capitalizing on everything.
Maybe, do you think, maybe a little bit of regret about letting the Iceberg Doom through again? You know, 4-1 and 20 is looking pretty good for him, and the amount of farm that he has, I don't think there's any sort of other hero that Iceberg could be on that just does this much in these sort of games.
No, they've always looked so good whenever he is playing it, and again, this game, just like the first one, he's dominating. So he's got 5,400 gold too on top of Shiva's BKB Blink. Like,
he doesn't even need to spend it.
He can buy whatever he wants here. He can buy full AC, a full refresher. It's really up to him.
I don't know. Try and get the mind of Iceberg. What do you think is most likely?
Is under attack.
Oh, okay, the AC. I mean,
I think it's either one of those.
There we go. AC's going to be coming out. And you know, just like that, he's able to buy it quicker than Mid-One's able to finish off an AC himself. And Mid-One's been farming that AC for what feels like the last 15 minutes.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
As they're smoked again, looking for some positioning here as they do have all their ultis available. OG has to stick all together here. They can't split up at all.
Are scanning.
Yeah, they're hoping to have a high ground positioning because then if Na'Vi jumps, that gives OG the initiation that they lack. They need to have like this perfect positioning. As the scan does come out.
No, yeah, they know where
Iceberg's
Na'Vi
there too.
is.
They saw him devour one of the creeps too, as one of the creeps just disappeared randomly when they were looking at mid.
That's hard because Na'Vi on the high ground.
OG can't walk up there. They have to have Na'Vi walk into them for them to have any chance in the fight. See No-Till look to split push. He sees V2 and he decides against it as he will just die very quickly. And OG, they're aware of Na'Vi's positioning, but they just can't do anything about it. Na'Vi playing it very smart. Just chill, play patient. Roger's gonna go scout. He sees the rush though with his career.
I mean, OG's not going to fall for this one, are they? They're not heading into the jungle this way.
I would imagine not, because they know where Na'Vi is, but generally he's speeding. He's zooming in. He's got
straight away, horns out, boom, Zeus is gone. Over to Seb they go. Seb's going to try with the TP out, but look at this damage. Seb doesn't stand a chance. Be just quick to make moves, and just OG, you could feel it. They knew that it was coming. They knew that they were around there, and to the point where I think they also knew that there was really nothing they could do, and apart from maybe if they all opted to just TP straight home. They stay out on the map, Na'Vi just going to be able to get those kills every time, and there we have on top of it too. Aegis Cheese into the hands of Na'Vi, their lead just continuing to grow in a way that it's just dwarfing whatever OG has with regards to farm. I mean, the OG's cores have they've just hit a massive roadblock, and they just can't seem to pass it. We're finally finishing off that AC, but they're just so far behind this Iceberg Doom and V-Tune Spectre right now.
Yeah.
Dyer's
Like you
middle
said, full AC
tower
picked up
has
for Iceberg,
fallen.
and then also an Iascati finished up for V-Tune, so he's like this unkillable Spectre. 3,400 HP, lots of percent damage, but killing him twice. He's probably gonna end up killing the whole team with Desolate. Or Dispersion, sorry.
Dyer's middle tower
As high ground
has fallen.
defense is gonna start reviving here. The Zeus as well as that Underlord are back. Na'Vi is gonna give some respect here.
Trying to step out, but you just look at what his team's got right now, and it's just very hard to see what OG can do. I mean, I guess a pickoff's going to be where they have their strength, so their only strength. But anytime that Na'Vi's all around as a group, just doesn't feel like a fight they're able to take, and especially so if the Haunts up, then it just feels like there's not going to be any sort of move they can make at all.
Yeah. Na'Vi's not giving him the chances to really get any type of pickoffs. The only person sewing in lanes has really just been the Spectre. You know, whoa, that's an MKB on Roger, I just realized.
Oh my goodness. He was eyeing at the Axe, but then he said, screw it, I want to punch people too. I got a Slaughter. I want to take use of that physical.
He's not getting hit anyway in the fights.
No,
they're not able to get to him, so
he is not dying.
That's gonna hurt. Na'Vi all position.
Well, they smoke, but it's instantly picking a stop. Na'Vi's ready on the high ground. The Haunts out. Hit the roll in on Seb's trying to take them out already. Realizes this is not going to be a good fight. He'll get mid-one out of there. Na'Vi still able to quickly find the two supports. No-Tail and Sax are gone.
Oh, they saw Thompson with the mid ward.
Oh,
General
okay.
trying to find a place to sneak in. Thompson's gonna be fine though. But yeah, it's just the fights are just impossible. They're really just impossible. Soxer just dies instantly. No-Tail dies instantly, and then they're just three cores running around.
And look at some of these levels as well. So V-Tune, he's about to hit the 25, whereas OG's Thompson mid-one, they're only just hitting level 20. General, he's just doing a two-man crush. Look at the ice wall down straight away. Onto Thompson's trying to heal up with the bloodstone, but this damage is too much for this Zeus to withstand. He goes down. Doom shopped onto mid-one, and this time around Seb, he's got no way of taking him home. As Seb will fall slowly but surely. No-Tail's pushed back to the base. 3 heroes dead, all 3 cores without buyback. No-Tail's gone as well. I mean, this game, it's basically over. 39 to 11, 30k lead. I mean, it kind of feels like it's been over for quite some time. As Na'Vi, they know they're looking to close this. Onto the tier 4s they go, and with no buybacks available on OG. I mean, even if they were there, let's be honest, not like they have too much at all to slow this down. Looks like Na'Vi's going to close this one up, Fox.
GG.
Dyer's middle barracks are under
Na'Vi
attack.
at the back of the Doom, looking good. Back of the Lina, Slardar lane top, also looking good. Na'Vi just looking sharp today, especially when they can rally around this Doom and just, if they can get these type of games, if they can make Team OG slip up and make these type of